Once upon a time, there was a frog that had a mama. That mama was big. They lived in a pond. Their names were Fred and Big Mama.
Mama has just laid eggs, but the only problem is there are fish in the pond, so Fred and Big Mama must protect their new family members with their awesome ninja powers.
Fred and Big Mama are coming towards the fish. They strike. The fish are knocked out. The eggs are saved. The fish are actually in a coma for a week.
While the fish are in a coma, the tadpoles hatch. The week is done, so the fish are done with the coma. The fish have a headache, so they rob a store for fish medicine to defeat headaches.
Behind the scenes, before writing Fred the Frog and Big Mama, Joel and Jeremiah make a storyboard. Joel and Jeremiah's storyboard is a simple beginning, middle, and end. Joel and Jeremiah made a great pair of students to work together. They got along really well together. They loved things that had to do with nonfiction. They brainstormed a lot about different things they knew about, such as frogs and jaguars and butterflies, and it was kind of a challenge for me to get them to think in terms of a story rather than just retelling things they knew about. Part 2, I end up meeting with Joel and Jeremiah, and they're still pretty stuck on the idea of telling what they know. And I'm thinking this is because they really want to entertain the listener with their story about how many things they know about frogs. It's really difficult at this point to turn them into students who will write more about something entertaining. So a lot of discussion takes place at this time, and this is where I decide to introduce a lot of interesting, fun stories that have endings that are a twist or something that is unexpected that makes them chuckle and laugh. Rough draft. Joel and Jeremiah get right to the task of writing. They have a clear purpose to entertain their audience. When Joel and Jeremiah ended up starting their rough draft, they really had no problem with the mechanics of writing. They were excellent spellers. They had great letter formation. I could read what it was they were trying to tell me. They had good details, excellent spelling. And really, once they got over the hump of understanding that they needed to entertain who it was that was listening, they turned into kind of hams along the way. I start to question myself a little bit about how big of a ham they became, because we ended up with some really silly names to start out with, which was great. And I kind of got their creative juices going, I think, because they started giggling and laughing and having a really good time with it. And that's really what I was trying to achieve. So we end up discussing how problems are usually in the middle of stories, and it's really interesting how these two boys were able to put together a complex idea on both sides of the brain, being pretty creative and also giving a lot of facts along the way. So I was very impressed with their thinking. And as you read along, you see that they have this awesome ninja power and a complete element of excitement. Well, I never do get a chance to ask where the coma comes from, but in the end, the tadpoles do hatch and the week is done, so all is well. I think they get the idea, don't you, that it has to be entertaining for the audience.